Hi everyone. My name is Neil Martis. I'm the co-founder and project lead or slash CEO, whatever you can call it, of LegitDoc, currently based out of Bangalore. So basically, LegitDoc is a blockchain standard, public blockchain standard, using which any document issuer, let's say a bank, a financial institution, or a hospital, or a government body, or a university, or a testing agency, anyone can issue tamper-proof digital documents on public blockchains or have the registered public blockchains, which are completely owned by the end user or the stakeholders. And these documents can be verified from anywhere around the world within a matter of 10 seconds. And currently, we have deployed a DApp on Polygon as well as Ethereum. I don't know, since this is a crypto audience, few months back, probably you've heard of this coverage on Cointelegraph that Indian government has gone big on Ethereum to issue digital diplomas. It was basically us, so we were behind that. And slowly now we have kind of migrated to other use cases. So I would say that this concept of decentralized document registry is pretty, one of the earliest conceived use cases of, blockchain or, public blockchains. But if I even take a step back, proof of existence was the very earliest, conceived use case of blockchain, whereby you have a document, you find its cryptographic hash, you put it on the blockchain, then you can verify that document, right? And then people came up with this idea of decentralized document registry, where you throw in a bunch of digital signatures around the concept of proof of existence, and you start issuing the digital document hashes on the blockchain, which cannot be tampered with and can be verified. Even though this concept looks pretty simple, straightforward, but it is very powerful. So let me give you some insights about the Indian ecosystem and the kind of problem we are solving to say how important this sector is. So as you know, if you think from first principles, next to money, our entire world runs on documents. Majority of the social interactions that we do, or majority of the billions of dollars worth of transactions that we do every day, are dependent on documents, producing successful documents and their successful verification. And these are some of the stats that is available on my screen to just gauge the importance of documents in the context of India. And this is true for all the world, right? In just, if I have two highlights, in India, more than 250 million education certificates are produced every year. More than 1.1 lakh crore worth of bank guarantees are produced. So much of economic value revolves around this. Despite of our reliance or importance of such documents, however, in the last decade or so, especially since the last 10 years, there have been rampant increase in number of forgeries of these documents, which has caused huge financial as well as reputational losses to the stakeholders involved. And if we critically ask ourselves why this sudden increase in forgery that has happened, the answer is pretty simple. The innovations that have taken place in the computer science or computer graphics technology have enabled even a common man now to allowed him or enabled him to forge a document, make it exactly look like the original, and given a paper document, you'll not be able to immediately tell whether it's fake or not, right? And even sadly, I would say 99% of the document issuers across the world, not only India, are still dependent on this century-old concept of paper-based documents, which are easy to forge, are very difficult to verify. You need manual verification by the document issuer. And in India, usually this entire verification process takes anywhere between 4 days to 30 days. And okay, so this problem has been there since quite few years or quite few decades. So with the intention of solving this problem, few governments in India or across the world have tried switching to something called as traditional digital solutions. So DigiLocker in India would be one of the examples, one of the famous applications that is there in India. Everyone is using it. So basically, whereby you have a centralized server, you store all this document. Basically, you dump all this document data onto that server, and there is some secure mechanism using that secure APIs to kind of expose this data to the internet for document access as well as document verification. However, as we know, if you follow the security trends, putting data on a internet exposed databases is a very bad option. And one live example I could tell, DigiLocker 6 months back leaked somewhere around 38 million crore account data. So that's the kind of problem we are looking at. And then there are challenges around data privacy, data security, who owns the data, so and so. So with the intention of solving this problem, we have developed LegitDoc, using which any document issuer can issue tamper-proof digital documents, which are completely owned by the end user or stakeholder, highly privacy-centric. Just the hash of these documents or the cryptographic proofs of this document lies in the blockchain, and it is verifiable within a matter of 10 seconds. So this is a high-level view of how LegitDoc is working. I'll not get into the details of it, but basically every document issuer will have some kind of database using which he usually creates PDFs of these documents and then he kinds of prints it on. So we give him a desktop app or an API using which we calculate the hash of these documents. And if needed, we can kind of bash it using a Merkle's tree operation and kind of put it on the blockchain against the digital signature of the issuer. And we compute something called as blockchain proofs. We embed it with the original document, and voila, the end user has the instantly verifiable digital document. So if you're interested, you can go to www.legitdoc.com to see a live demo of this. So let me talk about a few of the impacts that we have. So as I told you, quite recently, we did a large project with one of the state governments in India, whereby there's a board called as Maharashtra State Board of Skill Development, which every year, out of which nearly 100K students graduate through various diploma courses. And with them, we had this work order whereby we issued more than 1 million education certificates, digital diplomas belonging to 8 academic years. And it was, if I'm not wrong, it was the largest blockchain implementation in the world on public blockchains. And whereby we caused huge disintermediation to the existing process, whereby currently it was taking the manual or paper-based process was taking 30 days to verify. Now it is just 10 seconds. It required more than 1,000 people to kind of issue the documents to their chain of institute. Now it is just 2 people. Even for verification, it used to have dedicated 4 to 5 people to kind of just verify these documents. Now it is none. It is done in an automated way. And with this, Indian Maharashtra, or that state, became the first Indian state to issue citizen-owned blockchain digital asset. And it's highly privacy-centric. Students owned it, and nearly 1 million students in one of the Indian states own this certificate. And this deployment was done on Ethereum. And we have a diverse set of customers belonging to banks or governments, as well as few private institutions as well. And we are not just restricted to, so basically, as I told you, LegitDoc product is document agnostic. We do not care what is the content of the document. It can be applied for all kinds of documents. So, but basically, we are concentrating on a few documents which have a lot of value or which are produced in mass, such as educational documents, governance documents, financial documents, and test reports, and so on. So now coming to the important part of the presentation or talk, why Polygon, right? So as you saw, we had actually done a commercial project on Ethereum. And once we started doing this on Ethereum, we started facing problem because of the high gas fees, as you can imagine. And we successfully did that Maharashtra project because the nature of the project was such that we could bash all the transactions together. But this is not true for majority, 99% of the documents, because let's say you take a medical certificate or even any other kind of certificates, right, which are highly intermittent in nature. You can't pass them. So doing it on Ethereum simply becomes economical non-feasible. So that's what we were also facing. And if you want to kind of invalidate some documents, so basically we need to pay somewhere around $20 just for putting one hash on the hash mapping on the blockchain. So it was very ludicrous. So then we were thinking what we should do. Then finally, after going through a thought process, we arrived at, okay, Polygon is the place where we should build. And this is a thought process we have followed. And I would encourage, this is why, rest of the builders should also look at Polygon from this perspective. One is Polygon is highly scalable. When I say scalability, I just don't mean that transaction scalability, but economical scalability as well. So whatever the operation that I was doing on Ethereum, which is costing me $20, now currently I'm able to do in few cents. So economical, also it makes really viable without actually not compromising a lot on decentralization, or I would say very least compromisation on decentralization. And second very important part for us was Polygon is EVM compatible, meaning for me to migrate my dApp from Ethereum to Polygon, all I had to change is one RPC call. Nothing else. So all the tools that are developed for Ethereum that is already there for Polygon, whatever the wallets that are support that is there for Ethereum, that is there for Polygon, whatever the developer community support or innovations that are coming, that is easily portable on Polygon. And that is why we could easily kind of migrate to Polygon and kind of scale our solution. And one of the important points about Polygon ecosystem is the ecosystem and the team, especially the Polygon team. It's very supportive. And if you're a new builder looking to build some products on or some dApps or any kind of applications on top of Polygon, should definitely get in touch with the Polygon team, because you have options like Polygon grants, or even actually Polygon team will do business development for you. That's something very strange I've not found in any other blockchain ecosystem. So this is what attracted me a lot. Then I would say that Polygon has already reached its escape velocity, whereby it's more than a $10 billion crypto coin now. And I've been there in this industry since 4 to 5 years. And I would say that whenever you're building some solution, right, on blockchains, so you should look at it from philosophical point of view, whether this blockchain is likely to stay for next 20 years or 25 years, or is it just a marketing scheme they're saying whereby it is 50,000 transactions per second or not. And looking at all the metrics, I would say that if if I were to name just three crypto projects that are likely to survive in next 20 to 25 years, that would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Polygon. And that is the reason why we have looked at Polygon, and that's why upcoming developers should look at Polygon to deploy a solution. And obviously, as I told you, we have kind of migrated our DApp to Polygon, whereby now a few universities in India, as well as few state governments, are going to issue their education certificates exclusively on the Polygon network. But I would like to just mention about one of the very interesting use case that we are kind of building now on Polygon, where we have collaborated with one of the state government bodies. So there's a thing called caste certificates in India, which plays a very important role, whether you're getting education or some kind of benefits. So your caste certificates takes a huge plays a important role. And I would say that 99% of the caste certificates currently are issued in paper certificate format. And so this was a problem. And when you issue in paper certificate format, you can't verify these documents. There are so many problems, yada, yada, yada. So one of the district or one of the states in that's actually Maharashtra have tied up with us, and they were exploring what can we do about it. They didn't want to go with the traditional centralized digital solution. They were looking at blockchain solution. Then we kind of proposed a Polygon based architecture to them, and now it is within few days you'll be hearing this news that one of the major governments in India will be issuing caste certificates exclusively on Polygon, and within a matter of 10 seconds you'll be able to verify this caste certificates on Polygon blockchain without having to actually store any of your data on cloud or any third-party databases. So coming back to LegitDoc, basically we have started somewhere in 2018. We developed a project, LegitDoc product, for concentrated towards mass issuers in 2019. Now we are working with mass issuers such as universities or banks. And apart from the LegitDoc product, we have built something called LegitDoc DLT. It is a permission version of the blockchain product that we have currently built on Hyperledger Fabric, but we are looking at Polygon SDK also for this matter, and whereby we are currently working with one of the largest Navaratna companies such as SPCL to have a cross-organization asset transfer use case here. And where do we see LegitDoc, right? So if you're from India, you would have heard of this phase called Paytm Karo. When I say Paytm Karo, you mean payment. So, but if you think from first principles, innate document issuance and verification layer is missing on the internet. We would like to be that. When people say LegitDoc Karo, so that should be issue documents and verify it on public blockchain. That's where we are kind of striving to be. And in Q1 of 2022, we'll be having a web-based platform where even normal people like me, individuals, will be able to kind of host, issue documents, and it will be instantaneously verifiable. And we want to kind of make it as synonymous to, putting simple signatures. And ultimately, the holy grail or our ultimate vision would be to develop a platform called as Legit tokens on top of existing LegitDoc protocol that we have developed, whereby now currently with LegitDoc, what you have is decentralized, data that has been put onto the blockchain, which is instantaneously, verifiable. Now we want to build a social token infrastructure on top of the same, using which any a creator using his on-chain data will be able to spin off his own social tokens, and you can build a lot of incentive systems around the same. So, so that was my brief presentation, and so I was thinking, how do I end my presentation, right? So, but what is the best way to end my presentation? That is with the most hot theme meme now in crypto. That is, we are all going to make it. So, my name is Neil, and you can find me on Twitter as well as email. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Neil, that was lovely. Thank you so much for all that information. I'm processing it as we speak. There is a question from Manish Gadia. So there is CKYC concept wherein via APIs, account aggregators can reply back on having possession of client-specific KYCs, and banks can go ahead via that confirmation and open current accounts. Are you working on solving this use case too?
No, currently we are not working on solving that use case. No.
Okay, well, there we go. And also to the rest of our participants here, please feel free to throw in any comments, any questions for Neil and for our following speakers. I hope you've been enjoying the ride so far. So Neil, on that note, what was the impetus that really inspired you to get going with such a project?
Yeah, so strangely so, I'm in blockchain tech. I'm a civil engineer who didn't even know what a hash was. So I started in 2000. I graduated from one of the reputable colleges in India as a civil engineer. So, but then Bitcoin. So I came into Bitcoin for money, stayed for technology, right? That's the story of everyone. So entered first, got into Bitcoin, then got caught up by this decentralized mission movement. Then it was not making sense for me to work on my regular civil job, right? Civil engineering job. So I wanted to make something good. I want to have an impact. Then I came across this very interesting project called block certs by a bunch of engineers at MIT in 2017-18, where they had issued these digital diplomas for MIT. Right now, MIT is issuing all these digital diplomas on Ethereum currently using block certs concept. Then I thought to myself, hey, this is actually a very good solution that can solve a lot of problems in India. But we should do it in the Indian way. Whatever block certs or even recently open certs in Singapore they have done, it is not suitable for a market like India. It requires you to have good amount of digital literacy, where you need to have knowledge of wallets and so and so. So to me, this was very apparent that India has a huge problem, or Indian-like countries have a huge problem of document forgeries, and probably we can make use of this technology to kind of make it in the Indian way, or we call it as the Jugaad way, to cater to Indian way and do it. So that was my inspiration, and then I started meeting a lot of people, introduced them to blockchain. So some people joined us, and that's how we kind of made it till here. Yeah.
Oh wow! So it's been quite the process so far, but it's en route, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. So do you think that this will be a sort of standard across all blockchains, or do you think it'll remain exclusive to Polygon right now?
No, what we're trying, for example, there's nothing called standard as such. People are trying to come up with their own standards. But so there are two famous standards currently across the world. That is, there's one standard called as Blockster standard, again developed by a bunch of people at MIT. Then there's a standard called open source developed by a bunch of guys at government of Singapore. And these two are the main standards that are there. So what we are trying to do is develop our own standard in India and Indian-like countries. But this basically standard or DApp can be portable to any kind of blockchains. It is agnostic of what blockchain we are kind of building. I can probably spin this off on Solana as well. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. And I know you mentioned the education system as well. So being that this is streamlining a lot of processes and it's reduction, you don't need as many resources to move forward with these documents in and of themselves. Do you find that this concept will traverse into other industries, or do you think that it's really going to be only beneficial with what use cases are being presented now?
No, I think it started with education industry. Soon it's going to move out to all other industries. I see that next biggest impact will be the financial industry. So what has happened? So as you know, the money or everything lies in financial industry, right? But financial industry was looking at the wrong way. So because of these IBMs hyping up about private blockchains or permission blockchains, everyone was trying to solve a problem that shouldn't be solved on private blockchains. But I feel that now, so even we are working with the few banks currently, and even with few test producers like manufacturers of few raw materials. So it's not going to be just restricted to education. It's going to go to financial industry. It's going to go to testing industry. It's going to go to medical industry. I think in medical industry for medical certificate, this is the best use case, because there's a huge debate about privacy, right, which can be solved using this. And apart from what I see, there have been already some live implementations. If you look at the globe, so if you take for example of Malta, apart from education, they have even started issuing digital warrants on Ethereum blockchain recently. And if you go to Singapore, they've started issuing even health certificates, COVID certificates on a registry on Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, so it's going to go to all the fields. So the way I see it, next 5 to 10 years, blockchain based decentralized registry will be the go-to standard for all kind of documents. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. Okay, that makes sense. And in regards to the medical industry, that's so true. I really feel like that would be such a huge benefit for everyone as a whole, and you get to streamline again a lot of processes through this. On a personal note, do you feel that the business model would be to license out this to different industries, or would it just to encourage further collaboration among other projects that are currently working on this type of work?
Yeah, so basically how we are working is we are working as a typical SaaS software. So basically we kind of per document whatever they issue, they pay us some amount of money, and while the verification is free, of course. Currently we are working it as a SaaS based platform model.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. Well, thank you, Neil, so much. That was so helpful and really gets us to learn more about all the inner workings of the community and of the projects that will push forward Polygon as an ecosystem. So on that note, please feel free to let everyone know where to find you. If you could direct them to any sites, LinkedIn, whatever the case may be, please feel free to do so, and we'll be preparing for our next speaker in the next few minutes here.
Sure. You can find me on Twitter at Martis Neil. So that would be the best place to find me. So we can catch up from there and take the discussion forward. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Neil.
Thanks a lot, Anthony. Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.
Such a pleasure.
Bye.